Hello, it's Grace.Filled, and I am so excited to be back with you guys for another homeschool video. Today's video is slightly different, and a lot of you guys have noted that you are loving the different content and the way I'm mixing things up. And I want you to know that I appreciate you guys. I read every single comment and I try hard to reply to every single one. I appreciate you guys. So, welcome to my channel. For those of you who do not know, my name is Kristyh and I am a wife and I am a mom of 5 little ones. I homeschool and this is my 10th year homeschooling, and boy, have I learned a lot over these 10 years with different people, with different personalities, and with different learning styles. Today's video is kind of fun because it's going to be a homeschool clean with me, but I'm also offering some tips on how to be productive after a break. And I also have some encouragement because you guys know this channel is all about inspiration, encouragement, and motivation for your faith, your home, your life, for your homeschool. So I'm excited to jump into this video. Normally when I do my clean with me's, I speed them up 2 to 4 times the speed. And today I thought we'd just take a slow living approach, because when you're actually cleaning your spaces, there's no button to speed things up. And if I could invent such a thing, I would be very, very wealthy. Although I think I'm already wealthy because I have such an amazing family and I have all of you amazing friends. But anyway, today I want to talk to you about being productive after a break. Let's face it, we all take homeschool breaks and they are important. It's something that we should take. Some of us take them for personal reasons, some of us take them from holidays. Why you take them, how you take them, when you take them, it's not really the focus here. The focus is what you do before you start back. Because how many of you know, if the break is long enough, you have gotten out of routine, and so have the kids. And so for me, I don't recommend just jumping back into things, but I do recommend just easing into them. If you've been following me over the past 6 years here, then you know I'm very much into a minimal lifestyle, a lifestyle of slow, intentional living, cultivating spaces and atmospheres, because I really think that that is important. So, the first thing that I suggest is having a special treat. What a treat looks like in your house might be different from what a treat looks like in my house, but a treat is a treat. So for me, on this particular day, it was poppy seed mini muffins. And in the past, I've offered other types of goodies. It could have been 1 hour of their favorite learning show. It could have been 1 hour of their educational apps. Again, I don't know what things you consider treats in your homeschool. Maybe media is not a treat. Maybe mini muffins is not a treat. Maybe ice cream is a treat. I don't know. You be the judge of that. To each their own home. But a special treat is always good. It could even be a little trinket or a little welcome back gift. It could be something as simple as a chocolate or a nice pencil. But let's face it, we all love treats. And one thing I want to say is it's really important for you to be flexible with yourself and for you to be flexible with your children. Because again, you're just coming off this fun time and maybe you're tired, maybe the children are tired, and maybe they can't articulate that. So again, that's why I think a slow start is amazing. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is clearing your calendar, when you know that you're coming back from a break, don't try to schedule a lot of appointments, things that will distract you, that will take away your time, that'll interrupt your schedule and your flow. For me, it was putting my phone on silence because, man, I had like the doctor's office call me. I had like a question about my insurance. I'm like, oh my goodness. I had another call. I'm like, I've never got so many calls. So eliminate all of your distractions so that you can focus on the most important things, which is God, which is your family, which is your homeschool and your home. So for me, I suggest if you're traveling that you clean and unpack everything before you start school so that you don't have that on your mind. In my case, I did not travel outside of the home, but I did have some people visit. And I'm going to be very honest with you. My entire house was spotless, but the homeschool room I did not touch before the break. And man, it looked like a bomb went off in here. But this is Grace.Filled, and so we show ourselves and others grace here in this space. This is a safe space, no judgment. I find that my room typically looks like this after a break, and I've noticed a pattern, to be honest. Whenever there's a break, that last day of homeschool, I'm like, I'm done. And so I don't clean it, I don't organize it, I don't get the books back on the shelf. And there's a lot of kids, so by the time each kid gets a couple of books and we read a couple books, there are books everywhere. And that's what you're seeing now. But I think I want to change that so that this does not happen every time we come back from a break. The next tip I have for you guys is to do a fun group activity, and this kind of ties into the last one. Now let's be honest, cleaning is not a fun group activity, but cleaning was a group activity, and it was a challenge, and the challenge was, let's see how long we can get this done, let's see how quick we can get this done, let's see how long it's going to take. And if your children are like mine, they're always up for the challenge. Okay, let's see. Now, after this, we did do some things that were more fun. But I suggest a group activity, maybe playing a game, maybe fun projects, maybe crafts, maybe unit studies. The day after you come back from a break, a unit study is perfect. Or maybe even that week if your scheduler will allow that. Going back and piggybacking off that one is again a slow entry. Just allows the kids and you time to transition. It doesn't overwhelm them and it doesn't overwhelm you. So if you're liking this cozy clean with me, would you do me a favor and subscribe to my channel? It would help me out a lot, and I really appreciate all of you guys commenting, liking, and subscribing. And if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to let me know in the comments so that I can just welcome you and show you love. So now that I have talked to you guys a little bit about being productive after your break, now that we've discussed homeschool, now that I'm organizing and cleaning the homeschool, I want to give something to you mamas as a gift. And so this is where the encouragement part comes in, because at the end of the day, we can have spotless rooms that never get dirty, but if we are not encouraged, if we're not inspired or motivated, does it even matter anyway? And for those of you who follow me and who have been following me, then you know I typically keep this place pretty tidy. I keep a close rein on it because I know that it can get like this really quick in like 0.24 seconds. But it never fails when the holiday time comes or when we take a break this is what happens. And I think it's because I'm not back here as much with the kids. So when I'm back here, as soon as they take it out, we're putting it away. And when I'm not back here, they're like, yes. So they take everything out and they leave everything out. But the joy is that they're reading, that they're playing games, that they're doing activities, that they're drawing in their drawing books, that they're coloring in their coloring books. And that makes my mama heart so happy. And I think that it's important when we are getting into our feelings about what the children are doing and not doing, and how they're making a mess and how they're making it harder for us. Because now we have to go behind them and clean this up, or like I'm doing, you need to help me. But I think we often miss the beautiful side of it. Yes, this took about almost a little bit less than an hour of my time, but the end result was beautiful. We restored order. It was such an inviting, beautiful, calming space, and we had such an amazing day. So it was absolutely worth it. And this is where I get into my pearls of wisdom and grace. Because you know what? God, or the Most High, Yahweh, whatever you call him, he cares about us, abiding in his commandments and loving big, feeling deeply alive and free from the traps of perfection and comparison. And if you think about it, the traps of comparison and perfection is embedded and infiltrated through every aspect of our lives. If you go to media, if you go to the news, if you go to the TV, if you go to the newspaper, you really don't have to go far. And I want to just give you a safe place where you can just rest and where you can just experience a little bit of peace for the day. I have a question. Where did you get the idea that you had to be put together in every area of your life? Who defined perfection for you? Who defined perfection for me? Does my homeschool room have to be perfect and spotless all the time? Does your homeschool space have to be spotless and perfect all the time? I do believe in taking care of and being a good steward over all we have been given. I do. I talk about that in just about every video, and I mean it with every fiber of my being. However, there is a grace, Mama, a grace that you should do your best. And your best may not look like the spotless rooms, the organized rooms with the beautiful tables and furniture and pictures and posters and lights, fixtures and rocking boards and beautiful toys. No, Mama, that may not be your version of perfect. That may not be where you are in this season. But one thing I've learned as I'm aging, and I've got the gray hairs to prove it, is that seasons change. Did you hear what I said? Seasons change. They change, Mama. And where you are in one season, I guarantee you won't be there in another. So I want to encourage you, even with that. If you don't have the room but you have a table, why don't you be thankful for the table? If you don't have the room or the table, but you have a cart, why don't you be thankful for the cart and the couch? If you don't have the room, the table, the cart, but you have a bin or a box or a tote, be thankful. What I want you to do is find yourself being content in whatever it is that you have, whatever lot, whatever little, because I've said here for 6 years on my channel, you can do a lot with a little. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I came up with that motto. Ask me how that has been my thing that I say in every video. It's because I experienced it myself as a large homeschool family of 7. At times living on 2 incomes, and at times living off 1, and currently now living off just 1. And I understand how hard it can be seeing all these things that look nothing like what you have and what your life looks like. And that's why I'm here, sisters, just to encourage you that what you've got is enough, that you're enough, and that as long as you're doing your best and giving your best and continuing to show up, you will win. I have seen and met some of the brightest kids whose mom had a printer, a library card, papers, and pencils, and they were geniuses. I can't make this stuff up. And then I see myself. I don't always get to utilize all the resources that I've been blessed with and I've worked hard to get. Now, a lot of you know that some of these books I was gifted, that I do have a home library, but only because I've been homeschooling for such a long time, you know, and over 10 years, if you just accumulate a few books per year, that's a pretty significant amount. But also, sometimes the libraries have book sales, and I've been able to grab some things there. So this is not one day's worth of stuff. And because I do a similar classical conversation or classical education model, well, I do classical conversations too at home now, but since I do a classical education style of learning, a lot of things are repeated. And so I know that if I don't use something this time that we study it, I can add to it and I can use it the next time that we come around to it. But even with that, there are some games that I have not played yet. Again, I did buy them for specific units, but I always ask myself, Kristyh, are you making the most of your time so that you can play these games, so that you can read these books to your children, so that you can enjoy these projects and these hands-ons? Because I do use a very vigorous program that's pretty much laid out for me. There's not a lot of wiggle room for extras, and I have to be so intentional with the time to make sure I can fit all the other extras in while still taking part of my Friday to prepare for the Sabbath, and while trying to not have them do anything on Saturdays and Sundays. So that is something that I internally am working on. So some people were wondering, why haven't you been on Instagram? We don't see you. And that was a really hard decision for me. I'm still there, but I'm just not active. I used to be in the stories every day, and I could tell that the algorithm was good and like that because I was getting almost 200 people seeing my stories. But you know what I realized? If 200 people see my stories, but I didn't finish my lesson with my children, what did I accomplish? If 200 people saw my stories, but I didn't see my child smile, or their artwork, or them get that letter right that they've been struggling with, or them get that word right that they've been trying to spell correctly, or get a concept that they've been struggling with. If 200 people saw something I shared, but the 4 children that I homeschool missed me, or if I missed them, what did I really accomplish? So I'm thinking about things from a different way, from a different perspective, from a different angle. What I do here in my home as a homemaker and as a homekeeper is honestly the most important job I will ever have. And to be honest, when they're gone, I have time to be on media and have time to do any and everything I want for myself. But what about the now? I need to focus on what's important. And I think you do too. I'm not telling you not to be on media. I love watching YouTube videos. And as soon as I'm done with all of my work and my things for the day, I happily turn it on every day to catch up on our favorite YouTuber. If not every day, every other day. I don't want to go on a tangent here, but I did want to point out who defined perfection for us, because that perfection and comparison is everywhere. And that's why I wanted to just let you know it's okay if you don't have what others have, because we all start somewhere, and I guarantee you most people didn't start off having it all. And if they did, it was because they had a bigger pocket to start with. And I really think that it's something beautiful about the small and intimate spaces. I think it's something intimate and special about having cozy throw pillows or just pillows where your children can sit in your lap and you guys can grab books from baskets. And so when I first started homeschooling, I had this table that I wanted. I had a whole mood board, okay? And if I could go back, and even now, sometimes people comment on my bookshelves, and I do love them, and they're great because I have a library here, because my library could use a little help. So I'm really thankful at this time, and especially during the season of last year, that I had a library, because it was a very big help. However, sometimes I'd be just as happy having the floor pillows and baskets of books and not having everything I have. It's less to clean, it's less to take care of, and I just wonder if we would do more with less. Is that true? I don't know. Maybe not. But what I do know is that perfect does not equal worthy. And what I also know is that we don't have to be hard on ourselves. We don't have to worry, and we don't have to be so busy. We have all we need in the Father. Because if we remain in Him, He remains in us. And so I just admonish you to seek Him, to get into His space. Sometimes when you don't see me with videos, it's because I'm fasting. And I don't want to come on and say, hey guys, I'm fasting. That's not the intent. That's not the purpose. But sometimes my content lags a little bit because of that. But I think it's so important to put Him first in your life before you start your day. Sacrifice and wake up a little bit earlier so that you can spend time with Him, so that you can know His will for the day, so that you can have direction and guidance and wisdom. that you can have patience and peace and love, that you can make sure that the fruits of the Spirit are in your heart so that your responses to your children and to your spouse is a good one. That your response is something that brings Him glory. So in this season, I've been thinking a lot about the standards that I hold myself to and what I expect from myself on a daily basis, because I expect so much from myself. And a part of that is because I'm a large family mama. I have 5 kids and I homeschool and so many other things. And so there has to be some standard or I'll fall off and I won't get the things done that I need to have done. But this is my motto. I will hold myself to a standard of grace, not perfection. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to do my best. Give my best. Do my best. And that is enough, because His grace will cover all of the rest. So, as my cleaning video comes to an end, I hope that you will hold yourself to a standard of grace and not perfection. I'll be back in some upcoming videos so that we can have some more pearls of wisdom, so we can talk about the scripture, so we can talk about the things that are bothering us. But I really want you guys to hear the heart behind what I'm saying about this being perfect. And I want you really to guard your heart in that regard, because I personally have seen some women who don't have a media presence anywhere, but they are fully present in their homes, and they give their children, their family, everything. When my husband comes home every day, he has a meal ready. When we come back from breaks, my homeschool's a mess. However, on a day-to-day basis, my home is clean and tidy and orderly. I take care of myself. I take care of my kids. I've seen some people on Instagram and other forms of media. They show you these things. They make you feel bad, or you yourself feel bad that you're not doing X, Y, Z. And behind the camera, there's a mess. They didn't teach their kids, and when their husbands come home, they have nothing to eat, and they don't even have a clean house. They don't have any sort of schedule, and when asked what they've done all day, they don't have a response. So I just want you to be careful to what you measure your success and your value and your standard of perfection. I just want you to be careful to how you view others in regards to how you view yourself. And if you're feeling less than, when really, darling, you're more than, because you've done the better thing and you've taken care of what really is important. Don't forget that. Now, I show you the parts of my life. I show you I probably show you more dirty than clean parts, but that's not everybody. So when you're seeing these things, keep in mind that it might not be the whole story. So I admonish you to put your hope on things above. Keep your eyes on the cross. Keep your focus on the most important thing. Your family needs you. Your home needs you. Be the best you that you can be. Hold yourself to a standard of grace, not perfection. Well, I am not out of words ever, but I am out of time. So I'm gonna enjoy this favorite snack of mine, which is potato chips and ketchup. because I never eat them. And since I cleaned the homeschool room, this is my treat to myself. I love you guys. I'll be back with some amazing videos. If you haven't already, check out the playlist. I have a plethora of amazing videos that'll touch your heart, that'll help you for your home, that are encouraging, motivational, and inspirational. I love you guys, and until the next time, blessings.